Hello everybody and welcome to the first ever UFC Fight Night. This is UFC Fight Night 1. It is Chris Leben, it is Nate Quarry, in a title eliminator fight. This is a pretty historic moment for the UFC. Did I build a better card than the actual first ever Fight Night? That is up for you guys to decide. But right now, it is time to get into the fights or to actually break down the card. So firstly, we have Chris Tuchiner, Trod Tellingman. We want Trod Tellingman to lose. Like, he's old. Alessio Sakara, we want him to win. Well, I mean, we'll break it down as we go fight to fight. Maybe it'd be better that way. But the main card has Crazy Horse Jorge Masvidal, part of the lightweight tournament. That's insane. Czech Congo, Antoni Hardonk. That's a really crazy fight. It's a really good fight. Mayhem Miller's fighting on that one. Yves Edwards, Yusuke Endo, and Chris Leben, Nate Quarry in the main event. Let's just get right into it. In our first fight, we have Chris Tuchiner and Trauma Tellingman. Now, we want Chris to win very badly because he's 40 years old. He probably doesn't have too many fights left in him. And he's not very popular. He's not super marketable. He's a fast starter, though. Hopefully his stamina isn't what it used to be. Chris Tuchiner, I mean, he doesn't have the experience, but he's younger. He's the same height. He has 15 pounds in the weight advantage. He has a little bit of better wrestling. So hopefully Chris Tuchiner could get the win. Let's start this fight right now. Tellingman comes forward. He's probably going to try to stay long, use kicks. Tuchiner really just a wrestler at this point. Big strike from Tra. We want Tuchiner to close the distance, and he shoots. Tellingman sprawls on him. Fuck. And he's whooping Tuchiner now. He's just so long. No diddy, he's so long. He's just jabbing poor Tuchiner at range. Not a super active fight either, but Tuchiner was not trying to shoot again after getting sprawled on, which could not be good. Could really not be good. Big right hand for Tellingman. Trauma with another one. There we go. A jab of Tuchiner doesn't land. Tellingman probably just going to beat him up on the feet. A nice right cross. Oh, man. He's probably going to lose his O as he gets jabbed up again. And this is a textbook Tellingman win. In fact, Tuchiner might be losing to a retiring Trauma. Big right hand by Tellingman again. And he's just pounding him. Big left, big right. The Schrates of Tuchiner. I mean, literally, he's just pounding on Tuchiner. And that's just how it is. Tuchiner shoots. Tellingman, I don't know what Tellingman's made of today, but he's just launching his fists directly into Tuchiner's face, and that's what he does. He's probably making Tuchiner look like a different person. I mean, that is a really bad whooping there. Oh my God, 35 significant strikes at heavyweight, just straight up standing, going into the pocket, and just punching him, compared to 10 strikes from Tuchiner. I mean, he got blown out of the water. Hopefully Tra doesn't retire. He does not retire, so we are going to give him another fight, and he deserves a big one. Next up, Alessio Sakara. Alessio Sakara is somebody that I want to build because there's not a lot of Italian MMA fighters historically, and there's not going to be a lot coming up in in this kind of mod until we get to Marvin Vettori, until we get to like Giuseppe Ruggieri, and to the point where we have to start importing guys from the other mod. But Alessio Sakara, I mean, he hits hard. He was a bare knuckle champion, super fun to watch. Miko Rupapin, this guy does not have a big country supporting him either. Finland is not a hotbed for MMA, so this could be a really good kind of fringe European fight here, but I really do hope that it stays on the feet, and I hope Alessio could get it done, because he's just a little bit more marketable. He's 4 years younger than Miko, plus he does speak English. So let's start this fight, and here we go. Sakara coming forward, throwing some big punches. Rupapin, the kickboxer, able to evade like the early flurries, but Sakara is just going to throw punches and bunches. Nice right hand by Rupapin! Nice job, nice job. So Rupapin wants to stay long, and he wants to, deliver these big straight punches and crosses. Meanwhile, Sakara wants to come into the pocket and just blitz him up. Come into the pocket and just ping his head back. Another good strike by Rupapin. I'm going to call him Miko. Another one by Miko. Big left hand. Sakara is just not able to land. Rupapin with the big left. Nice 1-2 from Sakara. He has to slow down. Nice job. He is slowing down a little bit and maybe taking his time with how he lands his strikes. See, now that he's not rushing forward into massive flurries, he's actually landing. So he is a good boxer. He does have that. Nice job. Nice left hand by Miko, though. And I don't know, Sakara's taking a beating. But Sakara lands one back, a giant right. Miko was kind of just counter-punching him, stinging him. Sakara, when he slowed down, he was able to land something. But there you go. A massive right, all the way from Rome, right on the mouth of Miko. Sakara trying to finish with only 14 seconds left. And is this a stoppage? It is. He could not get up. That big right hand hit, and he just pounded him. He pounded him into the ground. Nice job. Alessio Sakara puts him away a little bit early because Miko was doing really good. But, you know, when you got power like Sakara does, and he starts landing those ground elbows on you, those hammer fists, you don't really want to be in there too long. So nice job, Alessio Sakara. Huge win for Alessio Sakara. Here we go. Josh Rafferty and Kenny Florian. We just want Kenny Florian to win. That's just all it is. 6 foot. These are big ass lightweights for the time, but we just want. There you go. Holy shit. So Ken Florian, he's opening up this fight by pounding 2 lefts into him. And then I just imagine he launches a giant ass roundhouse kick into Josh Rafferty's body. And I do think that Florian is going to do whatever he wants. Oh my god. Big jab, jumping, spinning back kick. He's looking like a Taekwondo fighter right now. Florian shoots. Rafferty's not really going to be able to do much. Side control for Florian. I mean, Rafferty, he's holding on, but that Kimura is just in. And that was a steamroll. That was a steamroll for Kenny Florian. Calls out Carlo Prater. No, dude. Carlo Prater's like 14-0. You're 3-2. We're not going to be doing that fight yet. This is a crazy fight, too, on the prelims. Soa Palele, one of, like, the first Samoan fighters other than Mark Hunt. I mean, I don't know if he's Samoan or Aboriginal or what he is, but he is a fucking big-ass man taking on Dion Starling, another really interesting kickboxer. Another heavyweight striking fight. This will be really good. Soa Palele hopefully does not just take it to the ground and lay on him. But Dion kind of looking like Pro Cop to Soa Palele's Hunt. A little bit smaller and a little bit shorter than the big man. So there you go. What the fuck? Dion Starling just shoots a double leg on Palele. Palele does not let that happen. He gets up and wow. That's really good to surprise somebody like that. And then you start striking. There you go. Really, really high fight IQ from Dion Starling. And Palele shoots for a takedown. Puts him up against the cage. And Palele, yeah, he's not going to be ignorant to the tactic of Dion Starling. It's a very basic tactic. You do what you're not good at to dissuade your opponent from trying to take you there. But Palele, he is trying to take this wrestler down. And he's just kind of stomping on him. It's not even a big, like, Muay Thai exchange. He's just kind of holding him up against the cage wrestling, stomping his foots. And that's just how it is. Referee separates him with about 30 seconds left, but nothing happens in those 30 seconds. Dion Starling, I would probably say Palele won that round on control time. Dion Starling opening up with that surprise, but he just really wasn't, able to do much. Why is he clinching? This is stupid. Dion Starling just threw out his entire career because he is not going to out-wrestle Palele right now. He's probably going to get taken down. Oh, no, Starling going to take Palele down? What the fuck? Okay, Dion Starling takes Soa Palele down. And he gets into side control. Does he? And he gets into mount. And he fucking unloads on Soa Palele. He took him down, got into side control, and I guess Palele's jiu-jitsu or positional ability just isn't there because he just mounted him like nothing, and he just unloaded on him. I mean, that is a stupid fight. I don't like that. That was weird to me. Palele didn't even try to throw anything. Dion Starling, the wrestler, just took him down and slowly got into mount, and then just made him shell up. We got Babalu in the prelims. Damn, this is a stacked-ass fight. Mike Van Ardsdale. A little bit too old for me to be giving a fuck about, so we're going to feed him to Babalu, and we'll just see what happens. Hopefully Babalu doesn't get suspended. Sobral on the feet. Interesting. You don't really see Renato Sobral try to take a guy's head off. He more wants to rip your limbs off, but either way, Sobral with another left hand and a leg kick. Kickboxing Sobral, that's dangerous. If he could add that fold to his game. He's only 29 in 2005. So here's that chance that he could develop some striking. Van Andersal tries to clinch. He wants that takedown. It's not going to be good, though. So Brawl is probably like, yeah, go ahead, take me down. I got something for you. And Sobral looking for a scramble. Okay, but Van Arsdale, if he's able to just lay on top of him and not let Babalu scramble, that could really change the fight a lot. But, Sobral probably will be able to do that. Looks like there's a size and strength difference between these two because Van Arsdale is able to stop a lot of these scramble attempts just by laying on top of him with his strong wrestling. And Van Arsdale, he upsets Sobral, and I would definitely say he wins round 1 there. I mean, he has to win round 1. It's like, I don't understand the game scoring sometimes. Mike Van Arsdale just won a round on Babalu. That is a career highlight right there. Sobral with another big combination. Sobral looking like a kickboxer. Very interesting. Another big jab, another straight, another big right hand. I mean, he's coming forward, and I guess Van Arsdale is expecting the jiu-jitsu, so, Renato Sobral is just like, whatever, I'm just gonna land these big fucking bombs on you, and he's landing some big shots. Van Arsdale has to be careful with his chin here, another one, and another combination from Sobral, and that busts Van Arsdale open. You gotta be careful here. Just because a guy is a jiu-jitsu practitioner does not mean you can let him punch him in the face as many times as you can. Van Arsdale kind of just pins Sobral up against the cage, and, Herb Dean does not like that. Sobral definitely wins that round. I would say it's 1-1 going into round 3, but that round 2 was kind of dominant for Renato Sobral. Van Arsdale coming forward, a nice jab from Sobral. And roundhouse kick probably gets caught. No. So he's really going for the glory kickboxing moves. Roundhouse kicks to the body, coming forward, just boxing him up, big straights, very dirty boxing from the dirty fighter. Right hook. Jesus Christ, man. He's whooping on Mike Van Arsdale. Van Arsdale wants to clinch him up against the cage again, but if he doesn't try to win the fight, he's not going to win the fight. And Sobral just kind of lets him and then gets rid of him, and then just starts landing on him again. And his chin is going to be not very happy after this one. You should have went to the finish. Sobral definitely... Oh, what the fuck? No! Sobral clearly won round 2 and 3. Clearly. He clearly won round 2 and 3. What are we doing? Van Arsdale did not win. He did not win. He was basically getting his head ping-ponged around for 2 rounds, for 10 minutes. And when he held, Sobral didn't do anything. Dustin Appleseed needs to be fucking executed. Please give this to Sobral. Yeah, 30-27 Sobral. It was 29-28 Sobral. A split is insane. It's insane. He won round 2. And he won round 3. I guess because you count the cage punches as significant strikes, that's not significant strikes. He was landing bigger shots. I don't understand. Mike Van Arsdale, it should be a unanimous decision. Mike Van Arsdale put up a stylistic nightmare for Sobral. A really strong wrestler who can neutralize the jiu-jitsu. Not super happy. But to open up the main card of the first ever fight night for an opportunity to be the first ever lightweight champion, it's fucking crazy horse Charles Bennet, who in this world is probably getting whooped in King of the Cage. I don't even know if he's had a lot of pride fights yet, but he is absolutely just a wild guy. He's a wild guy. He has power. He has speed. He doesn't have a lot of skill. Jorge Masvidal, this is Street Fighter. This isn't even game bred. This is fucking Street Jesus. This is Street Fighter Jorge Masvidal. A very young Jorge against a very willing and a very prime Charles Bennet. Let's see what happens between Crazy Horse and Game Bred. This is a really fun fight to open up the lightweight tournament in the first ever fight night, because these two are going to be... This is going to be a wild-ass fight. Bennet off target with a jab. Nice left hook from Crazy Horse. Masvidal probably going to win. Big combination from Masvidal. Lands 4 punches. I mean, yeah, come on now. Okay, so I guess coming in, maybe he hit himself, or Charles Bennet with the combination as Masvidal comes in. Masvidal got a real, a big cut. Bennet missing, and he's just getting out jabbed and boxed by the young Jorge. He's coming up, and he's just striking the shit out of him. Nice left hand for Crazy Horse. Nice 1-2 from Masvidal. They go to the center again, and Masvidal with the big right hand. Yeah, Masvidal's just going to be coming in and, throwing what he can, but he's not young enough to have that defense. So Crazy Horse is hitting, big shots back. Bennet with the big right cross. This flurry from Masvidal, he has the speed, he has the will, but he does not have the skill. And Bennet shoots! on Masvidal to end the round. Interesting. Very close round one. And I guess the previously unknown Masvidal was like a big underdog, but I expect Masvidal to win. Unless Crazy Horse could do something wild on the ground here. I want to see Crazy Horse shoot again. There you go, Masvidal. He's just punching and bunching. Punches in bunches. And Bennet is just able to land one for every, like, 3 that Masvidal is able to land. And that's going to be... It's not going to be, like... It's not going to be possible for him to win on the feet. It's detrimental for him to do anything but wrestle. Nice left hook and a big combination from Masvidal. Because anytime Bennet lands 1, Masvidal wants to land 3. Masvidal wants to throw 4. Masvidal wants to attempt 6 and land 1. And he's fine with that because he's young, he has the stamina, he's quick on his feet. Fucking huge combination, big right to the body. So he goes up top, and he's just throwing. You know, Bennet starts to get ready to counter, and then Masvidal just pings him to the body. Thuds right in the ribs. Masvidal easily winning this round. Bennet needs to shoot. That's what he has to do. But after that big shot to the body, like after he got thudded to the ribs, probably not going to be super happy wrestling. Takedown is successful. Masvidal pulls guard. Bennet has to use jiu-jitsu. So Bennet shuts him down. Bennet just on top of him, not really throwing anything. Masvidal with the scramble. And Bennet gets side control. Could you imagine this comeback right now? Bennet trying to put him away with punches. He should have went for some jiu-jitsu. He could have had it, but that's going to be the end of the fight. 29-28. Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Super good first 2 rounds, and then round 3 was ass. But round 3, Crazy Horse almost started to, like, find a finish, but he just couldn't. So Masvidal outlasts Crazy Horse and will advance into the tournament. Dude, you're in a tournament. You're in a tournament! You can't, why are you calling people out? You're in a tournament. Alright, well, Masvidal wants to beat up Vitor Ribeiro, too. Who is you know, future referee. Czech Congo, making his UFC debut. Czech Congo, one of the best fights ever against Pat Barry. Anthony Hardonk. What a crazy-ass kickboxer to be in MMA. Super not, like, not really, like, well-known, you know, not super over, but I just feel like stylistically this would be such a fun fight that it'll make both of these guys over. In fact, you don't really see Czech Congo get outsized a lot during the earlier parts of his UFC career because, you know, he's a big dude. But Antonio Hardonk outweighing him by 6 pounds, 7 pounds, same height as him, so, you know, two real behemoths here, both at 6'4", both over 230 pounds. Hardonk coming forward. Holy shit. Czech Congo. How the fuck? He comes forward on the kickboxer, and what a fucking combination. What a blitz. Lands 6 punches to Hardonk at heavyweight. What a pace by Congo. You don't see heavyweights move that fast. And wow, Congo is pressure on early. Again, a flurry and a leg kick. Hardonk yet to respond. Maybe Hardonk kind of saving his energy for the later rounds, but again, oh my god, vicious combination. But Czech Congo, he's throwing like a lightweight right now. Big left and a right. He's walking down the kickboxer. Nice right hook from Hardonk, but oh my god, Czech Congo is destroying him. What a fight. These two are kind of blowing expectations out of the water. Hardonk wants a kickboxing bout. Czech Congo's making it a brawl, but he's making it like a Kimbo Slice type of brawl where he's just throwing like 75 punches in a row, and seeing what happens. And Hardonk had some really heavy shots landed on him this round. I'd be real careful if I was Hardonk. Maybe retreat, not let him cut off the distance, but Jesus Christ, man. Congo's beating the fuck out of him. Left hand and a right cross from Congo. Left hand from Hardonk. Congo's gonna get tired. I mean, yeah, when you throw like Shane Carwin did against Lesnar, I would kind of say it's like that. Like Shane Carwin threw like 1 billion punches against Brock. Congo's doing that. Left kick to the body. Hardonk with the clinch. Okay, but Congo wants to be the wrestler. There you go. So maybe Hardonk wanted a Muay Thai clinch, but when you initiate that collar tie with the guy who's trained MMA and you're kind of just a kickboxer, you're not gonna be super happy with your results. And Congo elbow striking him, using Muay Thai against him, uppercut. I mean, yeah, nice job by Congo. So Czech Congo probably really tired, and I would say Hardonk's only real chance right now is to stay on the outside and land something big, and he does it! Holy shit! Oh my god, Congo throws a big right. Hardong responds. He fucking slams his head off. Can he finish him? Can he finish an exhausted... Bro, what the fuck? Dude, so it's like Pat Barry versus Czech Congo, except it's Czech Congo being Pat Barried. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Hardong fucking studs him in round 3, and he destroys him, and Antoni Hardong defeats Czech Congo in his UFC debut, advances to a record of 4-0 after being a victim to some of the highest paced heavyweight punches that we've seen so far. Czech Congo, unfortunately, he met a guy who was just able to take his punches for whatever reason. He swallowed all of those bombs, swallowed all of those shots, and Czech Congo gassed himself out, and Hardong was able to take advantage, strike, and get the win. Antoni Hardong is in the UFC's heavyweight division, and yeah, man, what a win there. Jeez, wow, man. I kind of want to see Hardong versus Tim Sylvia or something like that. That could be possible. That could be something that we do. Hardong, Tim Sylvia. If Hardong is popular enough, I mean, we got a lot of options. Yusuke Endo, Yves Edwards. Yusuke Endo only 5-0, 22 years old. He's just a baby against Yves Edwards, who's 30-8. I mean, he is a guy who's been in the MMA scene for a long ass time. 41st fight compared to this guy's 6th fight. Beat Josh Thompson already. You know, he's had 5-round fights. He's been there. Yusuke Endo, he has not been there, man. 7th ever fight, 22 years old, against a guy who's on his 41st. This is only going to end one way unless Yusuke Endo could do the impossible. Let's see what happens between Yves Edwards and Yusuke Endo. Endo coming forward, Edwards with the right hand. Endo! Oh my god, Endo striking him at range even though he's short. And Endo grappling, aggressive. He's shutting Edwards down. He's saying, you know what? You may be the big-ass favorite, but I am going to impose my will on you. But skill just matters too much as Edwards takes control, puts him into a Muay Thai clinch. Endo not able to muscle out of it. Knee strike doesn't connect. Endo really defending well. Although maybe he doesn't have the most MMA skill yet, he's showing a shit ton of heart. And he's not letting Edwards beat him up with these knees. He's trying his best. He's really, really, really trying to not let that happen. Edwards, releases the Muay Thai clinch. He's like, all right, I'm getting frustrated. I'm not able to do anything. Let's take you down. See what you got. Probably nothing. I'll sub you. Endo stops the takedown. Edwards puts him up against the cage. And Edwards tries to take him down. Endo is not going down, man. Endo is not going to be a plus 950 underdog ever again. He is not going down without a fight. He is showing heart. And Edwards trying again to take him down. Frustrated, he can't. He can't. He just can't. He's going to keep trying, but he can't do it again. He's not even like taking a long break to readjust. He's just constantly shooting up against the cage and not even a single takedown out of, 5 attempts? I mean, wow. What a frustrating round for Yves Edwards. Yusuke Endo showing his defensive capability, showing some heart there. Endo, I mean, yeah, it is an uphill battle, but if there's one guy that could do it, it'd be a guy with heart like that. A couple of jabs from Edwards. Just a jab. All Edwards could kind of hit are these jabs because he is trying to take Yusuke Endo down. And he's going to be pissed off if he can't. And he does get it. And there you go. Edwards on the ground. Big elbows. Endo avoiding most of the damage, raising up his guard on the ground. Edwards saying, okay, I'm going to make you quit. One way or another, you are going to quit. Endo, throwing out punches from the bottom, and that just pisses Edwards off, and he's throwing out elbows. He's throwing out elbows and elbows, short elbows even. Yeah, Yves Edwards is not he can't be happy. Endo initiating a scramble, Edwards in the guard, and he's trying to finish him with the elbows, but Endo is just so tenacious. He's just not letting it happen. How many ground strikes did he get? 23 ground strikes. 23 ground strikes, and he couldn't put Endo away because Endo was just moving out of the way. He's, trying to post butterfly guards. He's pushing. He's doing everything he can in his power to beat Yves Edwards, to survive Yves Edwards. And Yves Edwards probably really wants a finish here. Probably needs this big bonus, and he's got a long tournament to go. And you don't want to take a 3-rounder early on. You kind of just want to get your guy out of there and then advance to a harder fight. Edwards trying to put him back in that Muay Thai position. He's worn Endo out. right? He's took him down. He's thrown 23 fucking elbows at his head. Is he able to get the Muay Thai? Okay, he gets the Muay Thai clinch. And now he just wants to exert as well. Now it's going to be knees and elbows. There we go. So the knees are coming. Endo not letting him happen. And this is going to... I mean, Edwards, man. He's just not able to do it. Endo shoots! Endo shoots! And Edwards not able to sprawl. Not able to sprawl. There you go. Endo shoots. Endo trying to take Edwards down. And he doesn't. He doesn't. He does not take Edwards down. Yves Edwards stops it, but man, he cannot be happy. Endo's corner screaming at him, don't let him bully your son. Don't let him bully your son. Whatever they're saying in Japanese, I don't know. But this Tokyo a little tight in here. Left cross from Endo. Right hook from Edwards. He'll fucking fight him. He'll throw down with them. Edwards is not like that. Edwards wants to put him out with the Muay Thai. And he wants to put him out with the Muay Thai. But Endo doesn't let him. Endo takes control of the collar tie. Edwards tries to get him back in that clinch. And Endo finds himself, he was just short of winning round 1. Just short of winning round 3. If he was able to not get caught in this Muay Thai clinch, it probably would have been, a win, a round for Endo, which would have been really a moral victory for him. But Edwards probably got that 30-27, 29-28. So we got it on one person scorecard. Endo is tenacious. Very, very tough guy. Yves Edwards 31-8. That is not what you expect him to look like as a minus 1,200 favorite. So there you go, Yves Edwards happy with the win. And then we got just these two heavyweight guys that are old and not super good. 7-5, 9-2. Whatever. This is John Marsh's hometown fight. Let's just see if he could do anything. A jab from Ehlers. Both of these guys probably gonna stink it up. Nice right hand from Ehlers, Justin Ehlers. Lasted a little bit longer than John Marsh did in real life. Nice strike from Marsh. Cuts Ehlers open. And Ehlers clinches with him. Just some cage control. Ehlers with a takedown. Doesn't let it happen. Tries for a sweep. And yeah, there you go. You fucking inside leg sweep from Justin Ehlers. Puts John Marsh on his back looking up at the lights. And Marsh is getting kind of pounded away on there. There you go. Ehlers with round 1. Marsh with the left jab. Nothing too big. Right hand from Ehlers. Right hand from Marsh. Left hand from Marsh. Okay, now these big boys are thrown in the pocket. Now we're going to see something a little bit more fun. Okay, they're slinging at each other. Marsh's corner is telling him, don't do that, but he might just do it anyway. John Marsh just might do it anyway. I don't know. Left hand, big right from Marsh. One of these guys that wins, this is a thin division. I know that, right now, maybe not a lot of people care about Justin Ehlers and John Marsh, but whatever guy wins this fight, he could probably have a big opportunity coming up next. Ehlers with the big right hand. Marsh doesn't find it. Marsh hurt. Marsh hurt. Marsh is hurt. Justin Ehlers hurt him. Justin Ehlers, these two meat trucks going into the middle of the ring and slapping hands, man. They're slapping. They're pounding each other's fucking faces in. And Ehlers is the one to make Marsh back off first. A big right hand. Marsh is wobbled on the ground. Marsh is seeing stars. He's surviving. Ehlers is unloaded. Ehlers unloaded. Referee didn't stop it, and Marsh is holding on for dear life right now. He's holding on for dear life. I mean, that could have been stopped. It could have been stopped. It probably should have been stopped. When you can't defend yourself, the bout should be stopped. Obvious stoppage. Instead, the referee decides to make them go back on their feet, and that's probably not going to be good for John Marsh. Right hand from Marsh. Yeah. There you go. Ehlers almost a 30-27. But, picked up a lot in the third round. Just fucking destroyed him. Co-main event. The Master Drew Fickett. The Master Drew Fickett is a bit of a boring type of not John Fitch, but he was just a wrestling BJJ type of guy. Jason Mayhem Miller, man. Obviously, I was looking back on his career. He didn't have as crazy of a career as his star power kind of alluded to. So maybe he could change that by beating Drew Fickett and getting another title shot. Maybe main eventing a pay-per-view against Matt Hughes. The world is Jason Mayhem Miller's oyster. He's 24 years old. He's going to be hitting his peak at any time. Drew Fickett, a very tough fighter in his way right now. Fickett throws a punch, it's probably going to be a grounded grounded battle. Nice right hand from Fickett. Cuts Mayhem open. That's not what you like happening in the 32nd. A right-handed nuke by Drew the Master Fickett. That's not how Mayhem Miller wanted to start his first 30 seconds in the fight, so might piss him off a little bit. Fickett counter-striking Mayhem. There you go. Interesting. Mayhem with the left and a right. Fickett with the jab and a cross. Mayhem shoots. Doesn't get it. Cut is okay. You should start them back in the position. That doesn't make sense, but all right. Oh, Mayhem with the big right cross. Oh, jeez. Not a great fight now. Honestly, the UFC pay-per-views are so stacked that the lack of kind of excitement on the main card is bringing this pay-per-view down. This first fight night down a little bit. Mayhem with the jab and a big right hook. We did want to really good. Hopefully the main event is a knockout. Something cool. Mayhem shoots. Cage wrestling Mayhem with the sharp trip. There you go. He's kind of mounting him over the cage here, and he does. He mounts him over the cage, tries to flip over for the armbar, and Jason Mayhem Miller gets it. Nice job, Jason Mayhem Miller. He flips over so he does finally get that takedown. He gets the mount, gets the armbar. Skill discrepancy was pretty big on the ground. Mayhem Miller, super good at BJJ. Great win for Jason Mayhem Miller. And now let's get to that main event. Calls out Diego Sanchez. That'd be insane. Chris Leben, Nate The Rock Quarry. These guys are both in the prime. This is not old-ass Chris Leben and bare knuckle getting fucked up. This is Chris Leben. This is pre-Anderson Silva Chris Leben. This is I fought Wesley Correa Chris Leben. This is I'm going to walk you down and I'm going to take your fucking head off Chris Leben. Meanwhile, Nate Quarry is who he is. He hits hard. He hits fast. He has good striking, but that's kind of it. He's not really a guy that you picture beating the likes of a rising Anderson Silva or Jacare. You don't really see him beating those guys, but he's fun for the division. Let's see this one. The main event. The winner of this fight is going to be getting a title shot against the newly crowned champion, Rich Franklin. Do they touch gloves in the first ever fight night? They do. Leben comes forward. Quarry is ready. Nice 2 punches from Leben. Misses the knockout blow. Quarry lights him up with 4 punches. And Quarry's ready. He's saying, come on. To Chris Leben. Chris Leben coming in, throwing in the pocket. Big shots from Chris Leben. Another big punch. A couple of big punches from Nate Quarry. Chris Leben throwing a couple punches. Left hook. Quarry, 4 punches. Holy shit, man. They're actually throwing. They are throwing in the middle of the octagon. Leben with 3 punches. Big-ass flurry. It's like they started that Holloway Gaethje shit, but just like at the beginning of the fight. And now they're taking a break. They both just came in, landed a bunch of hooks on each other, fucking popped each other up, and now they're like, all right, maybe we're gonna take a little second to breathe here, and they do. Leben with a couple of jabs, and he comes in again. The brawl is back on. 5 punches from Quarry. Big punch, big left from Leben, and Quarry is letting him come forward, and they're absolutely going haymaker. They're just throwing straights and hooks. The referee has to look at Quarry because he is bleeding down his face. And with 10 seconds left, they continue to brawl. And that was an incredible round 1. Very good round 1. Leben and Nate Quarry fucking throwing heat in round 1. Absolutely. Couple of punches from Leben. Nice. Going for the kicks now. Nate Quarry wants to use that Muay Thai background. Wants to hit a couple of kicks. Wants to maybe not get caught by Leben's like inside punches inside the pocket because you just typically don't want to be there. Nice right cross from Quarry. Nice left hook from Leben, and Quarry can't take it anymore. He was the first to fall. Big shot from Leben, and Quarry tries to stay up on his feet, but he kind of goes down to a knee and he kind of falls to his side. He's trying to get back up, but Leben's over him, taking his lights off with huge shots. My lord, that is a great first fight night main event. There you go. He kind of tries his best to stay up on the feet because, you get caught in these wild-ass brawls when you're with the crippler. If your name's not Anderson Silva, you're probably not going to win. Big-ass right hook, launched the chin of Nate Quarry. He's standing with his arms up, but then he just falls, and the attack from Chris Leben absolutely was relentless. What a fantastic fight. That is definitely the main event. Let's look at the popularity changes. Low-level national, that's really good. That makes me happy. That was a great fight. Oh, man. So if he's only going up 11, we're probably not getting, like, huge popularity boosts all around, right? 12 for the co-main event finish and a good fight. That's not bad. Antoni Hardonk probably having a good 121, right? Yeah, so Antoni Hardonk needs another win, and then we could give him a huge-ass fight. If it was Edwards, Masvidal, they looked okay. I don't really want to give a bonus to... Well, I'm going to give a bonus to Leben, Miller. I don't know about Leben. Maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Ken Flo was a big-ass favorite. So... And this was a kind of an early stoppage. So I'm okay with the way that our bonuses are looking. But yeah, what a great card. Super good card. The main card was lacking like a lot. Co-main event was alright, but then the main event happened. Those two threw down. It didn't last very long at all. But there you go. Chris Leben with a huge-ass finish over Nate Quarry. Likely going to get a main event title shot against Rich Franklin. Rich Franklin, Chris Leben could be a pretty cool main event. I will say, if they have the popularity to main event, they definitely will. Guys, this was the first ever UFC Fight Night. Next time, we're going to see the MMA debut of Kurt Angle, the UFC debut of Alexander Emelianenko, and Frank Shamrock. Jesus fucking Christ. Frank Shamrock making his return against the natural Randy Couture. Oh, by the way, Anderson Silva, GSP, opening up that card. Catch you guys for UFC 55.